Good morning, you guys. How is and happy what is it? Merry Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. I'm up early because I got my food out. I had some of it in the refrigerator. I'm getting ready to put my turkey on. I wanted to wait before I was getting ready to do it earlier, but I was like, I'm here by myself. Maybe I don't need to open that patio up. My neighborhood is safe, but I was like, you just never know who's lurking. I probably just don't need to be out there trying to grill in the backyard while it's um dark. But now it's light. But I know the women should be up, getting preparing the food and stuff. I got to get out and go and get one more gift. And I got to get my Juki Fruki. Good morning, love. How are you? Mysterious 1029. And so I got to get my Juki Fruki some more socks. Yeah, this I love to buy her socks. I let's see. I bought her so many pairs of socks. I bought a big box, and I basically did it again this year with nothing but socks, like 10 pairs of socks in each package that I bought her. And I had a real big box filled up. She had over 100 pairs of socks. Child, don't even ask me about why her mama so. Ooh, I had to get on her mama the other day. Thank you, love. I appreciate that so much. I had to get on her mama the other day. Her mother was her mother is real free hearted. I have to say that. She's very um she's not a materialistic person, never has been. She don't care about material things, right? She used to give everything I bought her away. Like I would pick her up from school. I'm like, isn't that your blue jean jacket that I bought? Yeah, I told her she could have it. I'll be like, you better get it back. You better get it back. That's how she is. She just don't care about stuff. I remember one time her hey little mama, hey Joy Love Sky, hey Robert. I remember one time the principal called me. He said, Miss Tamra, I the child, they was cutting lunch. How you cut lunch? They cut lunch in the restroom. I don't know what they doing in the restroom now that I know she had been smoking weed. When she told me, "Mom, I started smoking weed. I smoked weed when I was in the 12th grade." I cried like a baby because she's never seen me smoke no weed. How could she go and smoke some weed? And so, anyways, the principal says I went into the restroom and her and another girl was fighting. He said, "Oh, Miss Tamara, you should have heard the noises they was making." I about had a fit because I was like, "Why y'all fighting in the restroom?" I thought it was some type of gang initiation. I had a damn fit out the book, so I started paying attention to. He said, "Oh, Lord, hey, that's the type of person. Oh, Lord, have mercy. You should have heard the noises they was making as they was fighting." That's how she said, "Mommy lying on me." I said, "Yeah, y'all was fighting though. Cause see, she always been real strong, real heavy-handed, real strong and stuff. She a tall, old, petite, tall girl. And she always had real rough, heavy hands. Just crazier than a road lizard. So I started watching. I was like, okay, and let me start watching what colors. Cause see, they taught us that at the police department. I started. What's your favorite colors, Mama? I don't got no favorite color because she had said blue or red. or something like that. I started watching the color socks she put on, and types of color clothes. When she got a little job, I said, I'm gonna make sure I pay attention to the color clothes she wear, because I ain't gonna have no damn gang members up in here. Because I couldn't get past that. Principal said they was in the restroom fighting. So for me in my mind, I said they must have been gang initiation or something. Hell, why they go in the restroom to fight? Anyway, she never did, I never caught on to her being the gang initiator or anything like that. She didn't have no favorite colors. She didn't wear a lot of red, no blues, nothing like that. So I guess she wasn't in no gang or nothing. But it's funny because and I would have known, but them little knuckleheads started coming to the house. I had no idea because, like I told you all, what's that little guy's name? His brother was killed. Everybody thought it was related to the Young Dogs case. What was the little boy name? Oh God, I cannot think. What's Chris's brother's name that lost his life? I can't think of that little boy name that was killed at the mall. And they say that those boys were in gangs. And I remember the last time I saw Chris was in the Walmart on Elvis Presley, and he said, Miss Tamara, and gave me a hug and whatever. He had his brother and them with him. And this was before all of this stuff with the dog situation. That's how long ago it's been. And it's just he was with that was in the Whitehaven area. He was with a lot of boys then, but it didn't seem like I mean, they was just in Walmart. It's just sad how what's up, fat boy? It's just sad how these kids grow up and they get themselves in they get into these gangs and they get killed. I can't think of the boy name for nothing. Somebody help me. What's the name of the little boy that they said was they thought had an affiliation with Young Dogs case, but it wasn't. He, when they popped him up, his baby died on top. He died with his baby on top of him at the mall. I cannot think of his name for nothing. But anyways, Chris, his brother, his older, they was like a couple years older than each other. They live they lived in the Whitehaven area. I said I don't want to say what Chris, because I don't know what Chris and them into. I don't want to say exactly where he lived. But every day when they got out of school, especially on week, he walked real fast too. And I used to look up, I used to hear he'd be outside with my daughters. He walked from his area, which was closer to the Tulane area, all the way to Twinkletown to see my baby. And he was a respectable little kid. And he would wait until it almost got dark. Yeah, it was that Hill guy. It was that Hill guy. You're sure right. And so the Hill little boy, I hate that. I don't know if his name was it Marcus or was it something else? I know it was Hill, but I don't know if it was Marcus Hill. And I used to say to her, where Chris go? It would be dark. My conscience wouldn't let a child, because he was about 14 or 15 then. His grandmother was raising them. My conscience wouldn't, even though he walked his little bad ass over there, I couldn't let a child walk home, and because he would wait until it was almost dark. I couldn't let him walk back home and it was dark, because anything could have happened to a child. So I would get in my car and go pick him up. Oh, was it Marcus? Okay. I would get in my car and go. He walked so fast too. Here, by the time I caught up with him, he would be almost at home, and I would just go ahead and take him on home. I told him, I said, look, I don't mind you coming over here to see her, but when you're walking over here like that, you don't wait until it's almost nighttime to walk back home. That could be dangerous. I just couldn't let a child walk back home like that. And he walked fast too. Um, they would just be outside laughing and hollering and screaming and all of that crazy stuff, like teenage kids do. Um, yeah, they grow up so fast. They grow up so fast. I get to thinking about because somebody told me that they had an affiliation with Big 30's gang or whatever, Chopper gang. I don't know because when they were in the Whitehaven area when I saw him at that Whitehaven Walmart, and he was with a clique of dudes. So I get to thinking, I don't know if I mean it was about 8 or 9 of them. And this was later on after they graduated because he stopped coming around that time. He was coming around the time that they were in junior high school, all the way up until like the 10th grade or something like that. A fat boy, it's too early for you to be on your meddling mess now. You be meddling. It's early for you to be meddling. C. Hayes says it was a strange situation. It was a lady and man that took him out at the mall. They called the two on. Yeah, it was a lady. And remember, they just stopped talking about it. They just stopped talking about it. They ended up, because I remember like days after it happened, Thaddeus Matthews put out the picture of the young lady. So, I mean, what happened? I don't know. They have been nobody has, I think they said somebody has been sentenced for his unaliving, but I mean, that people have been very cool. I mean, I guess I didn't follow it like that because I knew that it didn't have anything to do with the Young Dogs case, but they have not put it on the news. They didn't put it on the news at all, not a lot. Because when it happened, I remember my baby saying, "Mom, you know who brother that is that was killed with the baby on top of him?" I said, "Who?" She said, "Remember Chris that you used to call the walker because he walked so fast?" I said, "Oh my God." I didn't say anything because I didn't know his brother. His brother was younger than him, but I do know that he was a respectable little kid. His grandmother was raising them. She was an older woman at the time, and they were staying with her. Um, oh wow. Yeah, I'm so excited about getting ready to cook. I'm gonna get ready to fire the grill up, and I'm gonna have that thing smoking. And um I'm letting my butter. I forgot to take the butter. I'm just letting it. I'm gonna let it get soft just a little bit more. So I put on my glove, put all my seasoning in it, and mix it up in the butter so I could put it on all over, like lotion all over the turkey, and wrap it up in my aluminum foil, inject it real good and stuff. Um, I'm gonna put my chicken on the grill, and then I'm gonna make my my honey garlic sauce to put all over my chicken. Have any of you all started cooking anything? This year has gone by so fast. It has. It has just gone by so freaking fast. So, and it's going to be like that for next year too. It'll be like that for next year because um like last year I was like, hold on you all. It was a new year, and then after that it was hold on you all. It was a new year, and then after that it was like 6 months. It was like going into, I remember saying, dog, it's almost 6 months into the year. So it's like May. So time is just going by fast. And so that's why I tell everybody, if there are things that you want to do, don't be afraid to do it. You know, the only thing that people, fear is like it's like a robber of life. So if you want to go out of town, I'm gonna tell y'all something that I used to would never do, but I've gotten used to doing now. Like I used to, when I got ready to go to like restaurants and stuff that I wanted to go to, I was like, well, I gotta have somebody go with me. And so you call people to go with you, they ain't even got no money. It's like that restaurant too expensive, but I like to try different restaurants. And I'm so proud of myself because that's something that I started doing this year, like going and sitting at restaurants that I always wanted to go to, that I was like, I could never dine alone. It would look so weird. But I go to them now, and I take my laptop and I'm able to dine, and and do and work or whatever. You have more people bother you though when you're by yourself. And I always say, well, just give me a table at the back of the restaurant or whatever so that I can work. And I love it. I just love it. That's something that I've been doing. Now I don't recommend traveling by yourself to cities, although some people do it to cities you know nothing about. It would be a good thing, but at the same time, it could be very dangerous. So it's always good to go with somebody else. But like other stuff, um, hey, learn to become your very own best friend. Start planning, start, saving money and stuff. And um, you know, I have decided that this coming year, because me, I'm like a complainer. I'm gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do." When people piss me off, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I would say this year, don't do that. Just do what you need to do and move on. Just go ahead, work in silence, do what you need to do, and move on, right? And whether it's good or bad, before anybody know, it has already manifested. It's standing at their door, looking at them in the face. Okay. So do that. Just make life meaningful. Just make it meaningful. Rather you got somebody or not, you know. I remember, like, especially when I was younger, I used to always say, I want to have a husband so that I can have 6 kids. Because I already had two. And I was like, okay, so I can get pregnant and have 4 more. And that's just not the plan that God had for me. God had other plans for me. I think about a lot of the things that I do now, and I could not be on the journey because I found my path in my journey. I couldn't be on that with 6 kids, right? You know, a lot of people believe in reincarnation. So maybe I had a whole bunch of kids in my previous life, or maybe I'm gonna have a whole bunch of kids in the life after, or something like that, because I have a passion. I definitely have a passion for children, as you all can see, even as it relates to young adults. Like, I'm very tender-hearted because I understand how vulnerable kids and animals and old people are, right? So I'm very tenderhearted when it comes to that. I have a fit when I see people making money off of the trauma of animals now. So I'm just I think I'm just tapped into God at this point. And everything that I pray for, God gives it to me. I remember I was praying for something and I didn't hear back for a couple months. I didn't hear anything. And I was like, wow. I was like, maybe something tried to tell me maybe it wasn't for me. But then I was like, no, I'm just not gonna think like that. God didn't allow me to connect with that particular person for it not to be for me, right? I was working with this guy, right? I was connected with this guy, and one of my friends, who is he's a PI. He's been a PI now for over 30 years. He um he had retired from the FBI. And so he was like, there's this guy I want to connect you with. He's a white guy. And he says, but he does federal cases. And so I was like, okay, cool. I don't want to really do no federal cases, no criminal cases at that. So but when the timing was right, we finally met. We talked. We would meet. We always would meet out and talk. And what he did was he ended up opening. He just had a wealth of knowledge, right? He just had a wealth of knowledge that he started opening up for me, because he kind of does. Me myself personally, I kind of believe he's an FBI agent. And I said that to him because he always talking about, you can come to I can come to your office and pick up the money. Oh, no, we're gonna meet in the parking lot. It's just really weird. And I would look at how he was dressed, and he was always in a different vehicle. And I said to him one time, I said, they sending you all out the country. I said, do you be working with FBI agents? I think about Kevin used to be an FBI agent. And he was like, well, initially I do. I work with FBI agents. And I thought about it. I was like, well, he couldn't be hiring me if he was an FBI agent. And I thought about, well, he could. He could. It depends on what kind of task force or whatever he's on. But anyways, he started he worked on he works on he does quite a bit of stuff. He does quite a bit of stuff. But anyways, we ended up meeting at a Starbucks. And he just opened up the floodgates of heaven. And I'm telling you, as it relates to a lot of stuff that I didn't know about. And so I remember he had introduced, he was telling me about something. And so I was like, wow, and so I kind of tapped into that. And I was like, wow, maybe, my mind tried to tell me, well, it ain't gonna come as easy to me as it would for him, because he a white guy. And so then my mind was like, no, I prayed about it. Don't even let negativity come in. I kid you not. I was sitting at the nail shop and my phone rang. And when I looked at the phone, it said federal government. And I said, here it is right here. I said, this right here, here it is right here. I have manifested it even before I answered my phone, because my phone will show up who the names of whoever it is. And because I got that app on my phone. And when it said federal government, I said, here it is right here. And when I answered it, the lady said, are you interested in, such and such? I said, yes. So I called my mama. She said, you said it. I said, when I tried to be, when it was almost as if the enemy tried to get me to feel like it was not for me, because it crossed my mind. And then something said, no, that's what I want. That's what I prayed about. And it's going to come to me. And so that's why you have to be positive, manifest those things that you want. And it has really been, because I was scared at first, but it has really been a blessing. um to train and to just learn so much about what the federal government does as it relates to investigations and things of that nature. And God is just amazing, right? God is just good. So that's why I say, when it's time, just things will line up. Okay, things will line up. You'll meet the right people, and they'll put in a good word for you. And um, hey, you start to get those opportunities. It's good to get yourself around positive people, people that are going places, not people that consistently stay in mess. Um, I never thought that I would see so many jealous hearted people in my life. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. We see a lot of that. And so we have to be very meticulous about who we incorporate into our space. I think that's one of the reasons why I just kind of flip out when I feel like people are trying to pry themselves into my personal life and personal space. And thank God now I'm working, for the federal government as it relates to investigations. I'm getting ready to bust that wide open. It is definitely laws against what these people have done and what they do. Okay, I think it's not anything normal, right? About wanting to pry into somebody's space. If I say, first of all, I didn't invite you into my space, and you don't have a right to pry into my life. That's stalking. That's stalking. Every charge there is. Okay, you need to activate as it relates to people violating you, right? Whether it's a man or a woman. Um, but you have to get yourself around, remove yourself from people that even stay in garbage, because if you stay around people that are in garbage, right, it kind of activates that garbage. It'll start to stink off on you, right? It'll start to stink off on you. Because so um yeah, coming in 2025, just make up your mind that this is what I want, and I'm gonna keep the garbage away from me. Sometimes you just have to eliminate, people out of your life. You just have to eliminate them. I think y'all saw that I was getting emotional when I started thinking about how in the world is it that sisters, even though they're my half sisters, these are girls that I was raised with. How could they hate you? You know, and I think I started to get emotional because I started to see just how close the enemy can be. Just how close the enemy could be, just how deep jealousy could run. Jealousy could run so deep that you could go, okay, hey, even though my dad was well known around the Memphis community, he did a lot. That jealousy can run so deep that people can say, he taught everything to her. And so rather than keep his legacy going, we gonna shut it down because he taught it to her. And we had a hard time seeing him put her out front to begin with, although they didn't tell him that. So we're just gonna eliminate everything, because I wasn't a part of that world. So that's just so you would do that to your father. And even though you knew what his wishes was, because that's how jealousy runs. That's how deep jealousy can run. When you try and shut down your own father's legacy purposely because of your jealousy, but you sure have to, or your husband, okay, because their mother is doing it too. Um, that's just how deep jealousy runs. But one thing for sure, you sure got to reap what you sow, right? Um, so that's why I say it could be an eye-opening thing when you realize some things as it relates to people that are supposed to be close to you. I mean, you could be sad for a moment, but then just start thanking God, because when you know that you're going to go to another level, sometimes we can blindly take people that was never even supposed to be with us. They're jealous of us. They're doing things to sabotage us. So just thank God for revealing it, right? And so I thank God for revealing a lot of the stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't hurt, because sometimes when you realize some things, it'll cut just like a knife. Okay. But hey, one thing about it, any cut heals up. When it starts to heal up, you just keep moving forward and just start thanking God for eliminating that bad waste that was around you, because they was never supposed to be around you. um, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And oftentimes, what the enemy does is the enemy will put people in your life to destroy you that are the closest to you, that you feel like is supposed to care something about you, right? So that's how the enemy is doing it now. He's doing it through family members, friends, and stuff that you grew up with. Hey, that's why you have to keep your eyes open and consistently pray. You have to consistently watch and pray. And so, 2025, I know we make New Year's resolutions all the time, but I've made a habit of just starting before New Year's. Just start thanking God. But I've been thanking God all year for his greatness and his connections and his manifestations. um and just do those things that you want to do, but make sure, and but just make sure that you are right. Okay, just make sure that you're right, and you got the right types of people around you. When you start losing people that you feel like is supposed to be in your life, especially when you're fasting and praying, hey, when especially when you said, God guide me, that ain't the time to stay crying and stuff all the time. Just to say, God, thank you, because you're eliminating those people to make room for those people that God has ordained to help to move you further in life, right? Especially for the vision that you have. Everybody is just not built for the vision that is on the inside of you. God has started to put those people that can help you with those visions that He's put on the inside of you, right? So that you can make those things bigger and all of that good stuff. So, I said that to say this: just make 2025 like your best year, you know. Make 2025 your best year. Like my dad has been gone now for almost 2 years, right? It almost seems so real, but I mean, I just have to thank God for the years that I had him, and thank God that I still have my mother, who's in her right mind, whose health is good, who definitely a praying warrior, just a great soul, right? You have to celebrate, thank God for the memories of the people that we've lost, and love on and celebrate the people that we have, right? That we have with us. So, yeah, just make 2025 your best year, and don't wait until January 1st. Start today. If you're going to do something, start today, if you feel like people have been in your life and they serve no purpose, they keep you frustrated and stuff all the time, I don't care who they are to you. Start doing what is necessary to eliminate that in your life. Because I started thinking about that now. I was like, wow, a lot of the stuff that I've been able to experience, I know I would not have been able to experience that had I been at that point married and had all those kids, barefoot, bare feet, and pregnant. That's just not the journey that God had for me. I love on kids and young adults. I think that was the mission, that was the heart that God gave me, right? To do that. Now I'll cuss them out now so that they can get some act right, okay? But definitely, even when I get on here, when I've gotten on here and I've spoken, and I know that a lot of these young men look at my blogs and stuff, especially when I'm talking about some stuff as it relates to the Young Dolph's case. I ask God, always give me a word when I'm on my vlog to speak, so that these young men can and women can have some type of conviction. When I talk about how could you go and take out a man, and then you go and do the jail time, you go take them out for somebody, and they live in their lives, and now you're in jail for the rest of your life. You're away from your children, your woman, your mother, and all that. That those are the types of things that I say on purpose, because if number one is true, number two, I want for these people to have some type of conviction and go, wait a minute. Now, whether they say anything or not, when they're in the background with it, I mean, that is true. I'm supposed to be somebody hit man. I'm risking my life, and I got kids while this dude is put up somewhere taking care of his children. So he's out with his kids, and I'm ruining my life, or I'm gonna be in the grave and my kids lack. My mother hurts. My woman is left out there with nothing. Basically when I'm gone, I'm out the way, either put up in jail or dead. So those are the types of things that I say, because I want these young men who is supposed to be the future of our communities. I want them to have some type of conviction, and I want these old ass motherfucking niggas to have some conviction too, because it is often them. These are their sons. Either they're not in their sons' lives like they should be, or they're the ones, if they're the OGs, they are misguiding them. And I want them to know that you sure have to reap what you sow. Okay, you have to reap what you sow. So everything that I say on on my page, because YouTube don't pay me nothing. YouTube don't really pay me anything. It is really more so a ministry. And so that's why I've gotten mad when people have came over to my channel trying to disturb my peace. Right? Because I've really just been on a mission. You come and you try to disturb my peace, but God, there's an appointed day and time for all of that. You're gonna get it back. Hey, when I was, there were times when I was like, I don't know if I want to be on here in the morning. People's like, no, don't get off. Don't get off. You're on there for a particular reason. And you just keep going. You just keep going. In time, those people that's committing all those crimes and stuff on YouTube, they're gonna be dealt with. You just keep going. And I think about, because hey, I thank God for, because normally I would have got on YouTube just hollering and screaming, but I just thank God for allowing me the connections to be able to figure out a lot of this stuff. I think I was talking to you all about some things that was going on. Somebody tried to get some medical. They did get some medical insurance in my daughter's name, and they tried to get some life insurance in her name, right? And so we ended up finding out that my daughter's information was sold to someone. I won't say to who. We know to who. And they had been getting cancer medicine. They had been getting hold on, y'all, I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Y'all know I got a cold. Hold on. Okay, guys. I know whoever it is more than likely be in the bushes, because they probably feel like we ain't doing nothing about it. But I just want to say this. They sold my daughter's information, and they started getting cancer treatment they was getting cancer treatments, and they was getting cancer medicine. So according to the agent that's on the case, he says that they've been getting Odin citron hydrochloride. He says it's used to treat nausea and vomiting after they get chemo treatments. So, hey, I'm gonna leave it right there. But I do believe that I mean, that's all. I just want the person to know that we is you about to go down. Okay, so these folks and some of these women that have medical that works in the medical industry. Not only are they going to bring charges against them, but they get ready to lose their licenses. Hold on. Okay, you guys, I had to blow my nose. So, but I'm gonna stop right there. But I just know that it had to have been God, because normally I would have been mad as hell. You motherfuckers go get a medical, you sell my child's information and y'all sell it to somebody that's got cancer so that they can get steal her identity and get a medical card to get treatments and things of that nature. This is how deep it runs on here, y'all. So this is how deep it runs. Um, yeah, it's cold blooded. It is, it's cold blooded. Um, he said this Memphis shit crazy with all this backbiting and crossing each other out. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy, but I don't think nobody in Memphis did that to my daughter. It's some of these folks on YouTube that's in doing a whole lot of stuff that I ain't gonna even say anything about. Um, wow, that's cool. The company I work for ships C-word medication. Oncology meds are not cheap. And I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, they told me yesterday. He said we got it. We on to something, and he was able to give me that. He was like, here's the medication that they've been getting. Um, So if they know the medication, I mean, all they know the pharmacy, they know the person, they run back the cameras at the pharmacy. They're gonna be able to, I mean, once they get the person is gonna tell who sold them the information to go and get the medical information, how they was able to get the ID in her name and all of that, because there's another ID in her name. So I tell you, these people are twisted. And then they'll say they balling. If you a motherfucking scammer, you a bum. You's a motherfucking bum. Okay? Talking about you getting money. You a bum. Hold on, y'all. Anyways, it's funny that when it's just funny how things work out. Things work out always the way that it should. Always. It's a lot of girls now that have went and got insurance licenses where they sell health insurance and stuff. So they have access to quite a bit of stuff. But not only are they gonna lose, they're gonna go to jail. They're breaking federal laws. And what I think the prosecutors are gonna push for because see what happens is when you start to sue, my daughter gonna have a lawsuit out the world. The companies that these people work for, because they want to disassociate themselves, what they do is they immediately fire the person if they hadn't already quit. And then they choose to file federal charges because they want it to be known we had nothing to do with this. They know they're going to have to carry that lawsuit because the person that's doing it ain't got no damn money. Child, they went and did some stuff as it relates to me too. The lawyer said, I tell you what, this right here ain't nothing but a gold mine. So yeah, anyways, I'm finished with that. All cancer medicine is very expensive. And make sure you check your medical records. You request them and check them, so that you can see, because there may be medicines that's on your records that you don't know anything about, because people have obtained your information and sold it, and folks have started getting medications and things of that nature in your name, and you try to wonder why your insurance and stuff have gone up. And it is because of, see, people don't check that. And also, since I've been working for the feds, I've learned um, that they use one system that they log into, and it's traceable each and every time somebody logs in. Okay. And request your medical records, because see, you might have somebody way in Timbuktu requesting your medical records, and you don't know anything about it, but it's traceable because the same system is used all the way across the board, right? So that's definitely traceable. If you find out that you have medicines and stuff, other insurance cards where health insurance has been, people have applied for health insurance, and you already know you got health insurance, you got your own health insurance, so you shouldn't have health care somewhere else, right? So just kind of look into that, you know. Um, just kind of look into it. Hey, Tabitha. Child, I just wonder who the people are at the DMV that's giving these people these these IDs. I just wonder. He says those doctors who wrote the scripts are going to show enough going to say it right, because they're going to be looking at a malpractice suit. The companies, the hospitals and stuff are going to be looking at lawsuits. He says, don't want their NPI numbers in some mess. Whoever processed the claim will cooperate to fraud on them. Stay on the ouch. We own it. We already own it. We own it so tough it don't make no sense. We've been on it with mine. That's how you know that whoever it is obsessed. They had already did some stuff to me. And then I guess, they started with my child. So Like I said, I'm telling you. Anyways, you guys, get about your journey. Get away from around low vibrational people, that ultimately scams, that commit federal crimes. That energy, it kind of exudes, okay? And you don't want that on you, all right? You don't want it on you. I think, you have to go back to prayer, because I'm going to tell you something. When I first found out that they was trying to get an insurance policy, now that right there had me more upset than even with them messing with my getting a medical card in my name, because they did it to me too. Then did it to my daughter. But when they told me that they was trying to get life insurance on my daughter, I'm gonna tell you, that right there almost sent me into a rage. It almost sent me into a rage. Um, but hey, God says, "Be still and know that I am God." Like my mama said, when you got people that's on the case, those are people that are being led by God. What you have to do is sit back and let God be God. And so that's why even when they sent me that information yesterday about they had been getting, the is hey, it's all good. I'm just waiting to see now. I'm just waiting to see some things now. Remember the guy I told you that hired me, and I said when I first saw him, I said, why do they send you all like out the country and stuff, and you just a private investigator? Are you a FBI agent? And he laughed and said, "Well, I've been called that, but I'm not." When I told him about what was going on, it started with me. The first thing he said, even then, if they've gotten your medical records and they've gotten medical cards and stuff, been getting medicines in your name, he said, "Ooh, that's a gold mine." And so I was so upset when they reached out to me yesterday. I didn't get mad though. I got on here and I was cool. And he told me, "Just hold your peace." He said, "But he said in the end, you and your daughter gonna be rich." But it just it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad that these damn bums on here. But more than even suing and getting the money, what I want to see is when the motherfuckers get picked up by the feds. That right there would be, even if there's not a dime, and we're gonna get paid. When they get picked up by the feds, that'll be the happiest day of my life. It made me think about when I was talking to him yesterday and we had a conversation. We was talking about this stuff. It made me think about when my dad used to say, "Why you mad? You the one got the upper hand. What you get mad for?" My dad used to always say that, "Why you mad? You the one got the upper hand. You got the control. So what you mad about?" And it's basically almost what he said to me yesterday. I told him, hell, I think, as it relates to my mama and my other baby, we gotta we gotta see what's going on with that. Because I do know somebody was sending my mama links trying to get her to click the link so that they could hack her phone. We went straight to the FBI. That's why I got on here and said she ain't clicking no motherfucking links, but I shouldn't have said nothing. Anyways, um, it's some sick, twisted people on here, but as I always say, everything that has a beginning has an ending. Everything that has a beginning has an ending. And the end is near. Um, yeah, we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. And I said that all that to say this, y'all don't get caught up. Don't let people get you caught up in their garbage. When you see that they are about garbage, when they are about violating and scamming other people, get away from around that energy. Get yourself away from around that before you get caught up in it. Okay. Even if you're not about doing it, I'm just saying in life, don't be around people that are that low vibrational. You know what I mean? I don't even have when I was cool with people that did like they might have did some might have been boosters or something like that. I couldn't have them around me. I couldn't have that type of stuff around me, you know. Like, oh, okay, yeah, she cool or whatever, but I can't have that around me. Because when you allow those types of energies around you, it tend to exude off on you. Okay. It tends to exude off on you. So I am fat boy, trust me. I hear my right hand to God on my daddy's grave. God kill me dead right now. They on top of it. They on top of it. And have been. So he said, "Uh-oh, who been missing with you, Auntie?" Yeah, I've been looking at quite a few cases. I think I'm going, well, I gotta cook today, of course. Um, but I think I just got on here because it's Christmas Eve to do some inspiring, for I want people to just try and do better. Just keep trying. And after a while, once you start producing that good energy of trying, um, nothing but good things are going to happen for you. Nothing but good things are going to happen for you. Always remember that. Always remember that, you know. Um, See, I used to always tell my children, I used to always say, if you're standing up, and I would sit on the floor, I would grab their arm and I would go, is it easier for you to pull me up, or is it easier for me to pull you down while I'm already down? And I would yank their arm and pull them down, right? It's always easier when people dwell in low vibrational places. It's always easier for them to pull you down. Okay. So that's why I say, I don't care how long you've been knowing them. If if they're not on what you on, you can love them from a distance. It's just too much stuff out there that you could be doing to better yourself, to make yourself happy. Okay. I decided, yeah, I only have 11 hours. I only have 11 hours before I get my bachelor's, and I need to finish that, right? And I got so many credits that I could either get my degree in legal studies, criminal justice, or psychology. That's just how many classes I took, right? Because I was just taking classes to take them. I like this class. Oh, as it relates to that. And I said I was going to finish, you know. Um, and so I have people around me that encourages me. There's no reason why don't you finish? And so that's why you need people around you to encourage you to continue on. You're almost at the finish line. Just do it, right? So get those types of people around you. They normally don't have jealous spirits because they've already accomplished a lot. They too busy just being on the goal of achieving things. They don't have time to be jealous. They don't have time to stop and be jealous because they are continuously accomplishing things, right? They are continuously accomplishing things. Um so yeah, get about doing that, you know. Happy holidays, Leon. I was saying to everyone, I hope that you all have a very Merry Christmas. You know, enjoy time with your family. Be safe. Thank God. And start your resolution today. You know, you could start deciding that you're going to do better today. Okay. Get out your vision boards. This is something that I do. And I don't wait till the new year to do it. I write the vision down and make it plain. Okay. And then each and every time I accomplish something, I put back in my note in Habakkuk, I've added finishing out my degree in legal studies. No, I don't want to be a lawyer, but I don't mind having my degree in law, right? It will go good with what I do, anyways. And I'm gonna be able to check that out uh, at least by the end of next year. I can't take a full load because of I'm because of the type of work that I do, but I can take a class a semester. I can do that. And so I'm gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna be able to check that off. Everything that I've put into that Bible, it makes me feel so good when I can go and check it off. It makes me feel so good when I can go and check it off. That's how I could tell y'all God is real. God is so real. God will have people blessing you, and they don't even know why they're blessing you. They don't even know why they are blessing you. I've been so blessed within the last all year, but within the last 4 months, God has been showing flat foot out, and I ain't scared to say it because a devil in hell can't stop it. I'm protected. I'm protected. That's how I know that God is real. That's how I know that God is real. I always have been. And so I remember my grandmother used to say, you know, you won half the battle when you know about what people plotting to do to you. You've already won half of the battle. She used to say the scary thing is when people doing things and you don't know. But when you know, you've already won half the battle, right? And that is true because now you know how to strategize. And so I think what happens is God has his people everywhere. You have people reaching out to you. I've had people reaching out to me. I don't know who they are and just giving me, just telling me things about, certain things. Um and I didn't know in the beginning. I go back and I look at um a lot of those messages and I go I didn't if when they because I didn't know about half of the stuff that was going on here. And I used to go, why are they sending me these messages? And I go back and I look at some of them now and I go, wow, it was for such a time as this when I got full knowledge of what's going on. God has revealed to me now those things. And now I see why God allowed whoever these people was to send this stuff to my email. Okay. Because I would look at some of them stuff and I go, such and such, such and such. I remember a girl called me and she had called me from work. It must have been about 2 years ago. And she worked for a company in Missouri. I believe it was a insurance company, claims company. And she says, I know you don't know me. And she started telling me about she had an uncle that from out of Memphis, and he was a police officer and all of that. And so she started talking to me. She said, the stuff that you're going through right now, she said, I used to be on this channel and I can almost assure you that it's this person. And I had heard of the person. And she says, as a matter of fact, I'm positive it's the person. Person was from out of Dallas. And she says, I can assure you it's him that's doing that to you. Um, I didn't say much because I had just started vlogging and people had just started coming to my channel. And she went on to tell me some more stuff. And I went back and she talked to me for so long because she was like, um, she started saying, I'm not a hacker and this, and that. And she started telling me about how they did hack. And it was a group of them, they had like a group of them and they all kind of worked together. And she went on and she kept talking to me because she called me. She ended up calling me and she kept talking to me and she kind of revealed to me that she used to, be in this clique with them, right? So I went back and I had this I had this thing about recording people, right? Because I was like, I don't know why I was doing it because people were when they started calling, and I thank God for it. I'm not trying to get her in any trouble or anything because I don't, I have to go back and find her email because she sent me an email too, and she kind of ran down to me um what was going on. And I think oftentimes what happens is, and I'm not saying that she's guilty of anything, people kind of get themselves caught up, especially when they got something to lose with a lot of these bums on YouTube that ain't got nothing. Okay. And then they kind of get scared and they kind of reveal. Okay. I want to help you continue concerning Miss Crenshaw. Okay. Are you from around the Memphis area? Hello, Tamara Edward. Happy holiday. I'm praying for you and the family And I'm here for you. I learned a lot from your father over the airway. Oh my God. I love my dad so much. I miss him. My dad was um my dad was always real calm. He was just, he was a thinker, he was a strategist. Even at his funeral, when people got up and they was like, you know, we just hate to see all of that knowledge just, go into, just go into the grave, because he was one of the best strategists that we've ever known. And that's why he was so calm. He would be sitting there quiet and stuff. And I would be talking. He used to always say, "You know what? I've been trying to teach you, but you too emotional. You too irate. You get too emotional." And I remember when he would be running for his elections, and so they always tried to get somebody and run them against him, right? And I remember one year they was really, because in politics they it's dirty. They was really slandering him, and I got upset. I was like, Dad, they slandering you. They putting all this stuff about you all over the internet. And I'll never forget, he sat back. He was over at my studio, and he's pushed back in my chair and crossed his leg. And I said, Dad, what you gonna do? And he said, I'm working on something. That's all he was saying. I'm working on something. And I would say, Dad, you see they put out this, they say you're a womanizer. And they said this. And he was saying, yeah, I saw it. I'm working on something. He would just always say it like that. I'm working on something. Y'all, when I tell y'all, when it was, he let them put out all that stuff. And number one, he did it strategically, because when they started putting out all that dirt about him, when they started putting out all that dirt about my dad, he strategically allowed them to put it out, because after they put out so much dirt about him, folks started to look at them crazy. And he said, I allowed that to happen and I didn't say a word, because I knew if they continuously kept throwing dirt on me, people want the tea in the beginning, but then when you keep doing it, they start looking at you like, well, okay, now you the problem. Why you keep throwing dirt on this person? So he had said, I'm gonna let them burn themselves out. And so when they burned themselves out, people started getting tired, and the tea was old and all of that. Whatever they said he was doing, he was a handsome man. The women threw themselves at him. Okay. Um, handsome chocolate man, make a lot of money and stuff. And so, anyways, once that happened, a month before the election, my dad and his team whooped them cat raggedy. I ain't even know. I told him, I said, Dad, I ain't know y'all play that dirty. He said, always remember, there is no fairness in war. He whooped when they came out with their stuff. I mean, they played so dirty that the opponent that had put up all that stuff about him, they said he was talking about he wanted to kill himself. I hear my right hand to the Lord. I said, Dad, they saying that the man is talking about he gonna sue you, and he gonna go check himself in the mental hospital. He said he ain't dead. He ain't dead. He was throwing all that dirt on me. So now a month before the election, we gave him all that time to burn himself out. People looking at him like he a problem now. Now, a month before the election, they're gonna remember what we're gonna say about him. And they whooped his ass cat raggedy, and he said he'd never run for nothing ever again. I tell you, and my dad laughed about it for years. He said, "Look, girl, we've been doing it like this in elections. We've been doing it like this." I said, "Oh my God, I didn't know that." Hey, positive vibes. Um, He was a strategist. He won his election. He was in his seat longer than anybody that had ever ran for that position. He was there for 20 something years. That was record breaking. Hey, Rayford. But of course, he couldn't be bought out. I remember my dad was like, they're trying to give me a raise. And I was like, okay, that's good. He said, I can't take it. I said, why? He said, because it won't be good for the people. They're trying to trick me into taking a raise. But it's ultimately going to hurt the people. So I was like, oh, okay. So he really, I think all of that fighting for all those many years, it was just a wear and tear on his body. And even though, quite a few politicians that couldn't stand him, they dare not go up against him because he was unbought and unbossed. They couldn't get anything on him other than they say the women, you know, your daddy be your daddy got plenty of girlfriends. I said, look, well, if he do, they used to say that to me, especially when I started being on TV. Men can be jealous. I'll go, but does he do a good job? Oh yeah, he do a good job. But he a womanizer. I said, well, at least you hear about him being with women and not men. Hell, fuck you. Cause see, I don't let nobody talk about my mama and them to me. You got me fucked up if you ever think you're gonna talk bad about my parents to me. Who does that? Who does that? And it be older people. Why you think you can walk up to me and talk about my daddy? To me, hell, it's better he be with women than men. Hell, you jealous. Wearing all them nice suits and stuff and chocolate and making all that money and being on the TV, on the radio, and the women lusting and shit after him. You want to be in his position. I guess your wife lusting at him. Okay. That's what was going on. Do he do a good job? Oh yeah, he do a good job. He do a good job. He do a good job. We wouldn't have it no other way. We wouldn't keep voting for him. He do a good job. What you talking about? Why does it bother you? Well, they say he got a wife. Well, you ain't on his damn wife. Why you worried about it? Hell, kiss my ass. I don't know nothing about it. I ain't never seen him do nothing. I saw women in his face. Hell, people need to get them some business. They be so worried about other folks. I get suspicious of men that be sitting up worried about other men being a womanizer. Ain't that's what men are. They look at women. That's what they do. And if they ain't somewhere looking at women and grinning when women get up in their face, it's something ain't right about it. Leave my damn daddy alone. Um, I can't stand no jealous folks. I've been thinking about the conversations. I'm so happy though that I got a lot of video because we did radio together, we did TV together. So I got a lot of video to carry me on. She said the pups agreed. Yeah, the pups agreed. I got a lot of video to carry me on for the rest of my life. And I'm serious. I got a video. My dad and I did this for 8 years together. I got a video to carry me for the rest of my life. And I'm serious, I do. He was so full of knowledge. But the young man that took his place, he's good too. He is. I like Corey a lot. I do. I like Corey a lot. And he's doing good. Y'all know I get to looking at some of my videos of me and when we started to, like, right before my dad passed, like right after he retired, he was already on radio, so he was like, I'm gonna come on to your network and do a show. And I was like, okay, cool. And so it was called, he named the show after him. And so we started bringing my other sisters on there. And I go back and I look at those videos now, and I just was not paying attention to how my half sisters was looking at me. I look at the videos now, how when I would say something, how they would look at each other and make eyes and stuff, even on TV. Like I never thought that my sisters would have that much animosity towards me. It's so sad. It's so sad. Let's see. Listen, y'all, my friend Gerald, thank you for becoming a member, Rayford. My friend Gerald, I gotta let y'all see this because this is a case that I'm going to air on my TV show. And I was working on it, and then I stopped because my friend at the time, Nick, had took over the case, and I thought that they was about to get an arrest, and then Nick got promoted. Now Nick started working on a Doss case, and then he got promoted. But a few months before he died, y'all, he was on live. And so y'all gonna see me because I'm almost finished. I had my interns and stuff. We had already shot some scenes. His family came over, his girl, one of the ladies that he was dating. And I had gone and talked to some people. And in my investigation, I found that somebody that worked, because he owned a mechanic shop, that had worked at a building next to him had gotten a tag number. But he was on live one day. Gerald used to always get on live, and people probably know him because he had a TV show and a radio show. And he started talking about he wanted to die empty. It was like he preached his own sermon, and then a few months later, he was killed. Somebody tried to rob his mechanic shop, and he lived right around the corner. The alarm went off, so he ran up there, and when he got there, they shot him. I want y'all to hear this.
What can I leave to my children when I get ready to leave? Good morning to my girl, Leena Sayed. Thank you so much, love, for checking on me this morning. I love you. I love you. I love you. I want to be able to have something. See, being a man, let me explain something. I'm going to get into talk about the cars. Being a man, ladies, when y'all start looking at these men, don't get caught up into the sexiness of the beard. Don't get caught up into the muscles, and don't get caught up in he fine and he got a car and he doing this. Get caught up into how he think. How does he think? You know, what can he do to add to you? Good morning, Rita. What can he do to add to you to take you to the next level? If you're in a relationship right now and your man ain't taking you to another level, or he's pouring into you, telling you you need to do this, or he's adding to your plate, you're in the wrong relationship. It's the same way with being with a woman. If you're in a relationship and all she got to offer to me is cooking and cleaning, you ain't got a whole lot to offer to me. You ain't got a whole lot to offer. That means you average. Nothing wrong with being average. You need to be with an average man. I'm not an average man. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you, it's hard. The stuff that I do is on my plate. I have to put out fires, think about how I'm going to do this, take care of this person over here. How do we fix this? Pay this bill over there. These folks are calling. What do you need to do? I got to be over there at what time? How are we going to do this? And then I got to try to live my life. Well, that ain't for everybody. But if you've been doing it for a long time, it's just like lifting them weights. When you start pushing them weights, you push 100 pounds. After a while, 100 pounds get easy. Then you want to stack on some more. That's me. See, I don't want to be to the point where I go right here and I stop and this is all I'm going to do the rest of my life. When I leave here, when I die, when at my funeral, I hope if Rita is there, if Nita Anderson is there, if Keisha Fain is there, if Riri is there, or whoever is there that knows me, that has been around me, that's been in my life, when they speak on me while I'm laying there and my body is there, but my soul and my spirit is gone, I want them to be able to say he died empty.
Now, let me just say this. He was on live one day and he started preaching that, and a few months later, he was killed. A few months later, he was murdered. This is one of my friends. Me and him used to talk almost every day.
There's my mother, Mary Louise, too. Good morning to you, Mom. I wanted to say he died empty. By that time, everybody gonna look around and say, oh, he was broken, he was by himself, he was empty. But we can't understand. The man had this, the man had that, the man was doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. No, he died empty because everything that God gave him, the gifts he used, every one of them. He used every gift that God gave him. So he used them up while he was here. A lot of y'all gonna die fool. Boy, that needs to be a subject right there. Dying fool. Meaning God has given you a gift or something to work with, and you're too scared to get out there and try to do it. Then you get old and you sit back and talk about what he doing and she doing and you ain't got, and you're struggling and wondering why the white man this and that. But at the same time, you full of gifts that God has given you, talents, and you won't use the talents. We're doing a shakedown this morning. We were talking about cars, but I might be helping somebody this morning. Dying empty. When I leave here, I want to be able to sit there and say, you talking about a long funeral. Oh, I want some good singing. Slow singing and flower bringing. I want him to sit back and say, he done this where he came from. No father in his life, nobody but his mama. He didn't have when he was growing up. They laughed at it. They talked about it. But he kept on. See, God had his hand on me all along. I didn't know this. The people that he put me around, Wilson Furniture Company, Richard Wilson in Kyville, millionaire, intelligent man, taught me money. Taught me money. The neighborhood I came from, we didn't have nothing. This holiday that's coming up right now, Christmas that's getting ready to come about, and people getting gifts and toys and presents and all, we didn't get that. My mama did the best that she could do. Never had a father getting us Christmas and money and stuff. We didn't get that. But I got used to it. That was okay. I never will forget this. And I'm going to tell this story.
I mean, the whole thing is on this page. I mean, but I felt like, because I recorded that because I did like a tribute to him after he was killed. He did that sermon. He was on live. He did that sermon like that, and a few months later, he was laying in his bed. He lived in Bartlett. He had an auto mechanic shop. He had also started buying cars, fixing them up because he was an auto mechanic and reselling them, right? And some guys, they were stealing catalyst converters. I believe one of the other auto mechanic shops or dealerships set him up because Gerald was very handsome. He had started being on WDIA, so he started just getting business. Like, I don't know what, he started going to the deal, the auction and buying the cars, fixing the cars up because he was an auto mechanic and selling them because he was on TV, because he was on radio. The business was coming to him. And his girlfriend said she was laying there with him and the alarm went off on his phone. And he said, because they had been breaking into other car lots and shops and stuff. And she said he jumped up and said, them MFs trying to break into my shop again. And his shop was like about 3 or 4 minutes around the corner from his house. And the business next door to his shop caught him pulling up, and when he got out, there was a little short black guy that was standing there. I guess he was looking out for the tall white guy that was in the back of his building stealing the catalyst converters or something. And as soon as he got out, he jumped out of his truck and the black guy shot him. And he didn't die. And when right before they left, they started checking his shirt pockets, and they said he still had his money, like $5,000 in the shirt pocket. And then they stood over him, and then they shot him they finished him off, right? So all of that was on camera. His case is still unsolved. His family was telling me that they think that he was set up. There was some more stuff that was going on because there are quite a few auto mechanic shops on that street. But Gerald, because he was on TV, on radio, he was sexy, the women liked him and stuff. He was getting all of the business. So that was in 2021, and his case is still unsolved. So we had kind of been working on that. That's why Thaddeus Matthews came over to my studio, right? And we recorded him talking about Gerald and all of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that video on out there. Like I said, he was just a dear friend of mine. He was very encouraging. He would always call me, like right after he would close his shop. And I told his sister when she came over for the interview, because Gerald, I thought he had a girlfriend. And I told his sister, I said, don't you know, 2 weeks before he was killed, he texted me. He was like, "What's your dad's number?" And I looked at it and I didn't give it to him because I was thinking, why would he want my father's phone number? And then I was like, well, it'll be okay because it's Gerald, he cool. And so he said, it took you some time to get back, because he was real sensitive. It took you some time to get back to me. He said, I was asking you for your dad's phone number because I was going to ask your dad if it would be okay for me to take you out on a date. That kind of shocked me because I was like, wow, we've been friends. I didn't know he looked at me like that. So I was telling his sister that I was like, and he was still dating, he was still dating another girl. And she was like, they weren't dating. They was just, I said, I thought that was his girlfriend. She said, no, you don't know the story behind that. They was really just messing around. And his sister was like, I could see him really dating a girl like you, She said, people don't really know. My brother made all that money and stuff, but they don't know how vulnerable he was. He was a giver and people were stealing from him and all of that stuff. He didn't tell me all that, right? But I was shocked when he said that I was going to ask your dad if I could take you out on a date. I was like, wow. And I still got that text message in my old phone. It's just so weird. And then after, just for him to get killed, he kind of preached his sermon and stuff. And then shortly after that, he was killed. And so it has always bothered me that his case is still unsolved. Now, when I was getting ready to like do that cold case on his case, I remember Nicholas reached out to me and was like, Tam, I'm your friend that you've been sharing on Facebook. I'm the investigator on that case now. I said, "Oh, okay, good." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get to the bottom of what happened to him." But then the Dolph case, Dolph unfortunately was killed a couple months later, and they started pulling. Like Nick was on that case. A few more They had a team of investigators on that case, and then they started TAing. When you started seeing Dabney and all of them come up there. Dabney was in general assignment, or it used to be general assignment. They call it something else now. General investigations, I think. They TA'd Dabney, which means temporarily assigned Dabney, and pulled him up to homicides. They started pulling other investigators from other bureaus in homicides to work on that young Dawes case. So I did know that for a fact. And so I think Gerald's case just kind of got put in the background because of the dynamics of young Dawes case, and all of that. So, and then Nick ended up getting Nick, my auntie, and all of them, they ended up getting this big promotion, right? And they were promoted and sent to other places. They were moved from homicides, because normally when they get promoted, they kind of, the new lieutenants and stuff like that. My auntie was promoted to major, though she was already a lieutenant. And they're put into they're given other assignments, right? So probably the newer investigators that are on the case, they be kind of overwhelmed in the very beginning. And so that's something that I'm gonna air and work on again, because a lot of times when you air it on TV, you start putting it out, people will start to talk. I was one of the ones, when I saw the video, the picture, I said that is a white guy. That's a white guy. It was a white guy that was actually back there. I was looking at his shoes. I knew it was a white guy. It was a little short black guy that was in the front that actually shot him when he got out of his truck. So the black thank you to Black Barbie for the $9.99 super sticker. I appreciate that so much. She said, "Happy holidays, Tam. May the Lord continue to bless you in your steps towards your journey in life." Thank you. And I feel the same about you all too, everybody. Thank you for being a supporter. Oftentimes when I come on, the Black Barbie is the first one. Um, she's the first one in the chat, but I appreciate everybody so much. Just, I don't care how many, it could be 20 of us, it could be 18, 19 of us. I just appreciate people that are here for the right reasons, right? Not here to start mess, to steal my content, to take what I say and then go back and regurgitate it verbatim. I appreciate the people that are genuinely here. Thank you, fat boy. I tell you. But when he preached his sermon, everybody was talking about that. Oh my God. He said, "I want to die empty. I want to die empty because he says, when I die, I'm gonna die empty because I've used all of the gifts that God had given me." Wow. Preached his own sermon. And if you saw him, I don't know, it's almost like he wiped tears and everything. Almost like he had a deja vu of it coming. Or a premonition of it coming. Yeah, but I miss Gerald though. He was so inspirational. He was. Let's see, it's almost 9 o'clock. I gotta start smoking my turkey, and I need to get out and get that little gift card. And all of that good stuff. Hey, Mr. Parker. I need to get out and get my gift cards, or that one gift card that I need to get. And all of that good stuff. But you guys, I appreciate you all tuning in with me. I gotta get off and get ready to start cooking. I gotta get out. Um, if you all are not busy tonight after I finish cooking and stuff, I hope I don't be too tired. We might get on for a midnight. What do they call it? Yeah, I hate to. I be want to say words stuff right. What is a nightcap, y'all? Tell me what, because I was going to say we can get on for a nightcap, but I want to make sure that what does nightcap mean? Does it mean what does nightcap? Let me see. What does nightcap mean before I say it? Nightcap. Oh, it means a cap worn in bed. Okay, a cap worn in bed. Nightcap means a cap worn in bed. Okay. So I guess we can. It means a drink after a date. Oh, it says the definition says a cap worn in bed. Because I was going to say we can get on for a nightcap, but I don't know. We can get on for a late night chat. How about that? We get on for a late night chat and then we just talk about whatever. But I got to get my cooking and stuff going. Like the turkey and stuff that I smoke, I got to get it on the grill. And I need to go get early. I need to get out and get the my I got to get out and get my aunt a gift card. Okay. So I enjoyed being on here with you all this morning. He says that mushroom had that woman were all over town. I'm gonna be tuned in tonight. I think Thaddeus Matthews is doing an interview with someone tonight, so I'm interested in hearing what he's gonna say. I'm gonna share it on my Facebook page when they do the interview, so that we could see that what he's talking about as it relates to what's been going on in the Memphis community. So, anyways, you guys, y'all have a happy Christmas Eve. You know, make sure you see spend time with your family, love on your family, and all that good stuff. Maybe I'll get back on tonight after I finish doing all this cooking and stuff. I'm thinking about doing my sweet potato cornbread. I'm gonna mix it up, the batter and stuff up, and put it in the refrigerator, and then I'm gonna throw it in the oven in the morning right before I go to my mom's house so that it can already be warm and the honey and the butter can still be hot and warm and gooey. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, I be sometimes sometimes I be thinking about that food. I be getting a food orgasm. I'm gonna tell y'all because I'm thinking about that Cajun macaroni and cheese that I'm getting ready to whip up, and I'm gonna have to contain myself not to eat too much of it before I get it to my mom's house. Don't forget that Joy Loves God, Miss Tam. She be representing. Oh, yeah, Joy Loves God is the bomb. Shout out to Joy Loves God. Shout out to all of my moderators, but Joy Loves God, she's definitely. I gotta send. I got all of my moderators need to reach out to me on social media so that I can send them a bottle. I already got bottles for since last year from for them. I just gotta send them off. They boxed up and everything. So I be forgetting. I think what I'm gonna have to do is just put them into my car and have them there. And when I look back, oh yeah, I'm supposed to stop at the post office. That's how my mind work. People don't know. I be hating that I'm so forgetful. I really do. I just hate that I'm so forgetful. But that's just how that's how it is. Well, happy birthday, godson. You got double gifts. You was born on Christmas and you got Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. Merry Christmas and happy birthday. That's a special day to be born on. I used to wish I was born on Christmas. I used to say, dog, I wonder why I couldn't be born on Christmas. So I can get double gifts and stuff. I remember one year my mom and my grandmother, everybody in the projects talked about it. I guess they was jealous. My mama and my grandmother got me 13 dolls. I got 13 dolls. And I remember like my mother, because we used to go to like my friend's house in the projects, my like different friends, and show off our toys. So I put all of my dolls in a garbage bag and went to like my friend's house to show them my toys. And I remember one of my friends, not Benisa though, one of my friends' mother got jealous. They started pulling my dolls out the garbage bag and they was counting them. They said 13 dolls. And so this lady, this old lady that used to gossip all the time that lived in the projects told my mom that my friend, my little friend at the time, her mom and her auntie and her grandmama got jealous. All she was talking about, why they buy her 13 dolls? I got 13 dolls because I told my mama and my grandma I wanted them, and they got every last one of them for me. I always had the best Barbie dolls that everybody wanted. Jim, Bobby and the Rocker. I always had the best Barbie doll clothes. They would steal their pumps. I always had the best furniture in my Barbie doll houses, and my friends would come over and tear it up. And then I go over their house when they got it and tear theirs up on purpose because I was getting them back for tearing up my doll furniture. But those were the best years of my life in the projects because we were so carefree. We had so much fun. We rode our bikes. We were able to be children. The thugs over in the projects, over in the Clementine projects, they dare not let anybody come over there and mess with the children. So we was able to just roam around and be happy. Okay. Anyways, you guys, he said it used to be nice when I was younger. I was getting he said it used to be nice when I was young. I was getting double gifts as I got older. Its number went down to one. They just get you one gift. They could have said, I know I would have been saying, can't you just give me two gifts? This one for your birthday, one for Christmas. Just the numbers go down. Just make sure it stay at two. Somebody got a membership. Rafer got a membership. I appreciate that, Rafer. Anyways, you guys, I appreciate you all getting on. I love you guys. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. I'm gonna try to get back on tonight, but I gotta start my cooking and I gotta get out and get a gift. Okay. I love you guys. I'll speak with you a little bit later on.